Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to the Manga Cavalcade. I am now ready to do my thing and to talk. So, I'm going to do something a tad different. Well, not a tad different. Not a tad different from the Manga Cavalcade at the very least. What I am going to be doing is doing this, and then we'll transition to talking about new stuff, since I would like to do some new stuff on the channel that I do and the channel that I talk about. So we will get to that at some point. But however, right now we're talking about manga, and we're talking about this week's manga, which it is the end of the month. End of the month, I like to check back in with certain manga that I think are at a good place. And right now, everyone's talking about JJk Modulo for obvious reasons, as you see, because JJk Modulo has been getting a lot of attention. Right now, I think the newest chapter just came out today as of recording, which is, I think, February 22nd. And we got the new manga. We got the new chapter. And no one's been freaking out about the chapter, but everyone has been kind of, I think, meh about what JJk Modulo has been so far. Which I read it. I read up. I'm all caught up on it now, and I gotta say, I 100% understand why there are some people that might not be okay with JJk Modulo, because I'm not gonna lie, it sort of feels like we're fucking repeating history again, and that's something I don't like. I personally don't like that. So, but let's explain what's happened. So the last time we left off with JJk Modulo, it was Yuka and Tsugi, I think the brother's name is. We had both of them basically looking up at what we call now is like the Naonix. God, there's so many of these pronunciations I genuinely don't know. But I think we had the Naonix. That's so weird to say. The spaceship that the Sumerians have come up to. There's so many weird pronunciations in this. I kind of want to go through. I kind of want to go through the overall conversation of JJk Modulo, or at least like the story so far, kind of quickly, because I feel like a lot of what I have to say is basically would echo a lot of what I had to feel about main JJK like 2 years ago when, oh god, was it? Oh my god, hold on, I need to double check that. Was it 2 years ago? No, there's no way. There's no way it was 2 years ago. Hold on. I gotta check that real quick for my own insanity. Holy shit! Oh! I did not mean to do that, good sir. I want to go ahead and check it in. When did JJK manga end? December 30th, 2024. So a year and some change. More accurately, a year and some change since it ended. And then we got JJk Modulo. So a lot of what I said back in like the end of 2024 is kind of how I feel at the beginning of 2026 when it comes to this. But where the story left off, at least when we were talking about it, Yuka and Tsugi were looking up at the ship that all the Sumerians came in. And so a lot of the beginning stuff for JJK is just kind of a lot of the back and forth with all that stuff, where they go on a mission to go check out a tiger that's been like ravaging a village, which I saw somebody say or rank, there's a character in there who I think at the time he went to Jujutsu High, Yaga was, I think, a part of it. I'm not 100% sure, but I think Yaga was a part of that at some point, which someone like pointed out, and someone ranked him like super high as like a character, like a thing, and I was like, hold on. When the fuck? We don't see that motherfucker do anything special at all. Like his technique is really cool, don't get me wrong, but I don't remember seeing that motherfucker do anything realistically special when it came to like how he acted in at least how he acted in JJk Modulo. I was like, hold on, when are we explain that to that motherfucker? So I was definitely fucking confused over when that fucking I was at least confused when that happened, when someone put him super high, and I was like, oh, okay, I guess, all right, sure. But like Tsugi and Maru went to go check out a situation with a tiger, and a lot of the missions have to all to do with like coexistence and like mingling. That's the whole like premise of this manga. So much it's just about how the Samaritans are basically refugees trying to look for homes. It's about like assimilating into society and like whether you should work with the people that you're fighting with for coexistence, or if you should try to fight those people for your own existence. Kind of very topical given what's happening in the world right now, which is very much insane. I'm surprised no one's really made that that comparison. I'm surprised some people haven't made that comparison yet, especially given the fact of what they go through, what they talk about, like the way they explain stuff. I'm just like, my God, like the fact that JJk Modulo is not being compared to the terrible fucking shit that's happening in the country is fucking insane. But regardless of all that, yeah, so there's like a couple of missions where they go, like this one where they go investigate the village, and they go investigate a village that's being terrorized by a tiger, which is I guess the shark dude raised that the shark Jujutsu sorcerer raised that tiger, but it became like not feral, but it became mega aggressive and not the same, but left behind like a litter that the shark Jujutsu sorcerer could take care of. And then we get them sent on another mission where there is like an elementary schooler who's been like constantly repeating the first grade, who's just like, I just want to live in the past, I miss the memories and all that stuff. And him saying like, whether you kill somebody or you try to save somebody, it doesn't matter, it all just kind of feels the same in the end, which is like sorta akin a little bit to all that stuff. When I'm like, okay, all right, I see what we're doing here. But a big part where I think I both see certain good things and certain bad things is when we get to actually see how the Sumerians lived in their land, where basically the whole like conflict with them and when they had to leave is that there was another race of people. I forget who. Oh, what is that name? I forget the name of it, but there was like a horned race of people who were going and very much harassing the Sumerians because they supported creatures called Kylans, who are these like mythical, immortal creatures that granted the power that Maru and Cross and Dabura, well, not Dabura, but they like granted that power a lot, which also makes me question. I just kind of thought about it. This part where they go through the history of Cross and Maru and all of them and the Sumerians and all that stuff, it does make me question, because the whole thing is that the Sumerians are blessed with basically sorcery from these creatures, and it's only the Sumerians, I think it was. So how the
at ferocious_ger said,
oh, that is loud.
Yo, what's up?
Yo,
waving hand light skin tone.
Yo, what is good? Welcome to the stream. I hope you're enjoying yourself, my man, and I hope that you're having a good time as well. Thank you for popping in. We're currently talking about Jujutsu Kaisen or JJk Modulo, to be more specific, as we are going through this stuff. I hope you have a good time, and I hope that you chat in. So, okay, yeah, so they're going through their whole history with Maru and Cross and all that stuff, and as we're explaining it, I do just have the particular question here.
@ferocious_ger said, "Yep, I am fine, cat face."
Hey, I'm glad to hear that, man. I'm 100% glad to hear that. And that does make me good to hear. That makes good, happy, good to hear. Yeah, that made me good to hear.
@ferocious_ger said, "I am not reading JJk man."
Oh, are you not reading JJK just like not right now, or are you not reading JJK because like just stuff is like happening, or are you not? Or, like, it's fine if you don't like JJK. I can completely understand it, if I'm being honest. It can be a little much, and it can.
@ferocious_ger said, "I am good in just watching its anime."
Oh, dude, I don't blame you. Honestly, at this point, I would definitely recommend people to. Go ahead and watch the anime.
@ferocious_ger said, "There are some other manga I am reading, so yeah."
Okay, no, I understand that. I do not blame people who just want to sit there and watch the anime. Honestly, at this point, with the quality of what the anime is, 100%. You're not going to get that level of peak from reading the manga. I think they did a really, really good job in really enhancing the manga and building it to where it is now. Genuinely, it is a really...
@ferocious_ger said, No, I don't hate it, obviously it's good."
Oh no, yeah, of course. I'm not going out saying that you do that, of course. I'm just saying that, like, I completely understand. Again, season 3, I've been watching it. My God, it has been a wonderful, wonderful, genuine good time. It has been
@ferocious_ger said, "No, I do read mangas, but not that much."
Oh, that's fine. That's of course. I understand that. Trust me, I watch a lot of anime. I watch a lot of anime as well. I kind of started this series along with, by the way, Infinity Cast, who does a really good job, by the way. And the reason why I put on this show is because of that reason. They're a really good bunch of people who helped me put on this.
Amadura VT said, "OMG, is that Maazii Hiei Maduraura head pat?"
Hi. We are currently talking about Jujutsu Kaisen. I will say, I should have put fucking spoiler tags. I don't know if you read manga or not. And I also will say, for you as well, Ferocious, if you do not want
@ferocious_ger
be careful.
said, "How many animes you have watched? Any rough count, buddy?"
Oh my God, how many animes have I watched? That's a wonderful question. I think for the last few years, given how much I've watched, I think I am at 300 at this point. I think I am at 300 anime at this point. Because I think last season I watched like 40. And then 2024 I watched at least like... I've watched at least 20 plus each year for the seasons when they come out. So I have to have watched. I've had to at least added an extra like
@ferocious_ger said, "I have watched over 175.
Damn,
@ferocious_ger said, "In 3 YRS.
In 3 years, that's genuinely that is actually genuinely a really, really good one. Thanks for subscribing, my man. I appreciate it. Thank you.
Thank you for subscribing, Ferocious.
Hey, thank you, my man, for subscribing. I appreciate that as well. I do also have a main channel where I talk about anime weekly if you want to subscribe to that as well. But you subscribing to the main channel is perfectly fine, and I am 100% okay with it. But yeah, shit, I do have to talk about the manga for properly for this show. So, yes, so fucking Cross and Dabura, we're going through the history, and my whole thing with the entirety of when we go look at the Sumerian past is there starts to be those plot holes. There start to be those plot holes that Gege has towards the end when he's trying to do a lot, but he can't extremely cover a lot, and that's the part that starts fucking frustrating me about Gege's writing sometimes. Like Dabura, we all assume is the same race as, at the beginning, we assume it's the same race as Cross and Maru. Not the case. Not the case.
@ferocious_ger said, "I used to watch quite much 2 years before, but now I watch it very less compared to before."
Hey man, I don't get you. Life gets busy. I am the same way. I actually had to recently stop Because I also had another channel where I was doing daily anime reviews because I thought I could do it again. I go through this really, really bad cycle where I sit there and
At ferocious_ger said, what are your opinion BTW on JJk Modulo? Do you think it's unnecessary?
Ooh. Okay, I will say this before on the other comment that like I used to watch it. I was doing the daily anime stuff, but then I would go through like a really, really bad cycle of just I would see all the anime that
at ferocious_ger said, or you think it was a wise choice to continue?
Okay, actually I'll just this right now. Do I think JJk Modulo was, oh my god. Okay, this is kind of the reason why I wanted to do this, because I was gonna wait because we only had 2 chapters left, but everyone's been talking about it. One, click, get them clicks, but also like it's kind of one of those things I'm worried about, and I'm kind of putting it into the ether of I hope it is the case. So with Modulo, I actually was perfectly fine originally when I first saw it announced and I read the couple of pages. I was really hoping we'd get like some explanation.
At ferocious_ger said, the AI voice is too loud, man, can you lower it a bit?
Oh yeah, I could do that. Hold on. Let me see if I can do that. Which, by the way, thank you for pointing that out. I appreciate that. Let me go ahead and see how I can do that. Is there a way that I can lower it on here? This is short. Surely there's a way that I can put down the AI voice. Oh, control panel. Everything, platforms, shift on. Oh, is there not a way? Is there not a way I could properly lower it? Damn. Okay. Oh, this is really not okay. Surely there's a way I can lower it on the control panels, right? Oh, here we go.
At ferocious_ger said, BTWUG does do a lot of aura farming with that hoodie on in Modulo.
Oh, he does. He does a lot of the aura farming. I am not going to even deny that. Okay, you know what I'm going to do? I think because I kind of have to. Let me go ahead, adjust. Okay, let's put the music down to 30. Okay, and I can still hear it. I think the thing can still hear it. I think that should be better. Let me know if it's a lot lower. Okay.
At ferocious_ger said, have you watched all the big 3? At ferocious_ger said, I think you have watched all of it.
I have not. Okay, yes and no. I have watched all of. Okay, I have watched all of Naruto Shippuden. I have not watched Boruto. I am currently making my way through One Piece. I'm currently at Water 7. I want to finish it. The problem is that I've put off One Piece for a very, very long time. Because like Naruto and Bleach, those are the ones I grew up on. Those are my babies. Those two, I was religiously watching the both of those. One Piece was the one that didn't get me when I was younger. So like, you know, I was watching Naruto when I was young. I was watching fucking Bleach when I was young. I mean, my name quite literally is Misa Kurosaki. If you couldn't tell, I was a Bleach fan. You know, it's hard to see. So I am going through it because I do want to watch Big 3 and I want to make a video about the Big 3. So like, I have watched them, but I'm not finished with One Piece. I will admit, Skypiea kind of pissed me the fuck off, which made me stop for a long time because Skypiea made me angry. Skypiea genuinely.
At ferocious_ger said, I have watched all Naruto Classic plus Naruto Shippuden plus Boruto Anime plus Boruto TBV manga. At ferocious_ger
That's
said,
lot. Holy shit. That is actually
I am currently watching One Piece at 750 EP.
God damn, man. I will admit you're a trooper. Listen, I'm in the camp that sometimes it's too long. And I'm going to get through it. As someone who is at least a growing Manga VTuber, I want to get through One Piece, but holy hell in a biscuit, is that shit fucking long. God. Okay. But,
@ferocious_ger said, I am also a huge Naruto fan, my boy.
Oh yeah, no, I'm a fucking huge fan of Naruto. It has some issues. I'm not gonna lie. Out of the big three, I'm a Bleach fan. I'm the big one. I love the Gote 13.
@ferocious_ger
all that stuff.
said, you can say that I have watched all of it.
I could say you have watched all of it. If you're at One Piece at 750 episodes, you're fine. I'm not comfortable saying it because I haven't even made it through the halfway point of One Piece. That's why I'm not comfortable saying I have watched it. But 750 episodes, like if you're at that point, you are at that point. You are in that bitch at that point. So that's why I'm just like, nah, you have. But to try to circle it back.
@ferocious_ger said, it was my first big three, I mean Naruto.
Oh, it was your first big three. Okay, I mean that makes sense. My first one was Bleach, which is why I like it a lot. But I fuck with Bleach heavy. Okay, all right. I gotta try to circle back because I do have to talk about JJk Modulo. So I'm gonna answer those the two like couple of questions you asked for me.
@ferocious_ger said, I am very excited for Wano arc.
I did see some clips from Wano. Wano does seem pretty.
@ferocious_ger said,
oh yeah, no,
in One Piece.
I know what the Wano arc is. When you do anime stuff, it is hard to avoid stuff like One Piece because the moment everybody posts anything hype something, it's all over my feed. So I've seen the Wano arc. I know what happens in the Wano arc. I know what happens in the Egghead arc. Cause I saw that fight between oh my god, what is his name? The one with the cheetah powers. Oh, I almost had it. It starts with an L. Not Lucius. I keep thinking Lucius, but it's not Lucius. But him and Luffy's fight, my god, that boy got rocked to fucking shit. It's fucking amazing. Okay. JJk Modulo. I need to go back. My god, it's gonna be so much editing. It's bad. So, to answer those questions though, just to try to circle us back to the JJk Modulo stuff. What the fuck was I saying? Bro, hold on, I'm gonna get some more of those.
@ferocious_ger said, bro, but seriously, that Wano arc is very long, 190 EPS. And there is still 2 arcs left to finish. A for Dressrosa. @ferocious_ger said, okay man, now you can answer the JJK question.
No, dude, I appreciate it. I promise you, if we're gonna be talking about a lot of other stuff, I did need to get through this to make it like, I need to get through this part to make sure that I could go ahead and, what are you talking about? Do this part, because it's kind of like the obligation thing I have. But once we're done with the JJk Modulo stuff, we're gonna go into newsy bits. That's where I can fucking ramble my heart off about fucking anything. Also, I see y'all in TikTok live. Thank you for the love. I appreciate it. I fucking love you guys. You guys are amazing. Okay, the JJk Modulo questions. I might have to actually go back.
@ferocious_ger said, slightly smiling face.
What were the questions originally? I need to go. Oh, right. Do I think it's a wise switch to continue? You were talking about the UG ore farming. Okay, actually, yeah. Do I think it was a smart decision to continue? So at the beginning, I really, extremely thought that JJk Modulo would have probably answered a lot of questions, because no spoilers for the main one, because I want you to finish it. I want people to finish it. But the ending of the manga left us fucking pissed. I was pissed reading the end of that, because there are so many loose ends that don't get tied up, and it made me fucking angry. It made me so angry. It made me genuinely so angry going back and just like reading that so I could read JJk Modulo, because it said that I'm like, man, Gege didn't touch half this shit. We don't get names for certain things. We don't get explanation for certain things. Certain things don't get like addressed properly. Like, it's bad. So I was really hoping that JJk Modulo was that sequel to answer a lot of questions. And to be fair, we did. Not only did we get a lot of questions, but we got a little like satisfying like end tie stuff to things, which I really, really appreciate a lot for it. In case I mean, it's just, I mean, it's, there's some I can't say for other reasons. I mean, I guess I could, given like the stuff that happened, but like we do get some things that are really, really nice that are covered that I really appreciate from JJk Modulo. And I was really just excited to just follow new people. You know, this is the children of Yuta and Maki. So I'm like, dude, fuck yeah. We're gonna follow the children. Unfortunately, I don't know how I feel now, because this is currently moving things in the direction where I feel like history is repeating itself again. Where JJk Modulo is going and repeating the cycle of JJK, the main story. So that's why it's so frustrating for me to read this, because we start going through the Sumerian history with Cross and what's his name? Oh, Maru, Cross and Maru, how they were taken in by this other Sumerian named Dabu, who's creating this like channel to connect to like the other races, or pushing their way, trying to make peace. And it's like slowly working, it's slowly gaining, it's slowly doing all this stuff, right? There's a lot of actual really good things that are happening. And then shit hits the fan because Kylan ends up murdering the daughter of the chieftain from the other race. They're mad, they want the land, all of this stuff is happening. Like, we get their backstory of how they came to Earth. And it is actually extremely sad. You see why Cross has that aggressive mentality of being wary of the humans. You see why Maru wants to, like, be neighbors. As neighbors that explain to them. And we get that neighbor mentioned at the point of, we get that neighboring being mentioned in, like, the next mission that they have, going against, like, the old man who's trying to be like a kid in the first grade. So there's like a lot of genuine things being mentioned, a lot of like cool little things. The problem is, I think this is where the cracks slowly start happening that I didn't necessarily see, because how does Dabura have curse energy? Like genuine question. Maybe I missed something, but the way that I read that is that the Sumerians are the only ones that are able to connect with the Kalins, which are the immortal creatures that are allowed to give those Sumerians Jujutsu Curse energy. Now, other races don't have this because the Kalins murder any other race that they see other than the Sumerians. So, if that's the case, why the fuck do these motherfuckers don't have why does Dabura why does Dabura not only have Jujutsu Curse energy, or why does Dabura have curse energy, but also at the same time, it's one of the strongest motherfuckers in the series. Like, I'm pretty sure this motherfucker can 1v1 Sukuna. Now, is the battle gonna go super, like, is it gonna be like a solo issue? Like, he's gonna get bodied? No, I think they're gonna have a pretty good back and forth. Just how we got a really good back and forth from like this series that's coming up. It just bothers the fuck out of me. Now, as we're getting to that,
@ferocious_ger said, bro should just start writing journals now on JJk Modulo. @ferocious_ger.
I honestly
said,
man, I have
he grinning squinting face.
Honestly, I have so many thoughts about it. For something that was supposed to be just a small little miniseries, it frustrates me so much. Like, there's so many good things. Like, and right after that, we get a whole kind of like, so I'm someone, I know not many people are gonna like it, and this is why no one in the JJK fandom was really talking about it, because the JJK fandom tends to go ahead and talk about, like, they just mostly focused on like the power, like scaling, other kind of conversation stuff like that. But dude, I was really invested in like the weird political stuff with the Sumerians and the Earthlings, where like the Sumerians are trying to work out stuff with the Earthlings. They're trying to make a stronghold so they can have their own part, and they kind of want to act like the other race that kicked them out, as like this whole like breeding of hate continues. We have a conversation with Cross and Yuka about like trying to stop the hate, because Cross
@ferocious_ger
to be modern and stuff like
said,
that.
BTW and my one question, which is that does Yuji can defeat Sukuna after Modulo? Answer in no and yes, no reasoning PLS.
Yeah. 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 Yes. Yes. I won't elaborate like you said, but yes. Yes. Oh, you know what? I'll give you fair warning because I'm gonna talk about it. I will give you fair warning if you want to either mute or leave. I will not blame you, as that is that's gonna be major spoilers. I'm gonna be honest with you. That's gonna be major spoilers. Not really anything for
@ferocious_ger said, yeah, good, my boy is the MC after all. @ferocious_ger
but
said, why you doing the evil laugh?
Oh no, it's okay. It was the evil laugh, but it's satisfying. It's a satisfying. I'm evil laughing with Yuji. I'm evil laughing with Yuji. I'm not going against him, but I'm evil laughing with Yuji. There's some satisfying stuff. Again, I will get to it later once I get through the plot, but I will give you fair warning when I start talking about it, because you might want to read that for yourself, maybe watch like the series is done and whatnot. So, like, where to go from here? Where do I start from here? Where was I? Oh, right. A lot of that, the chapters after that are all talking about like the political interactions with the Sumerians and the Earthlings. And I really like that stuff because they try to like coexist. Yuka and Cross have like a really hard, like deep conversation. Like that changes Cross's whole mindset because he was definitely the aggressive one of just going off being like,
@ferocious_ger said, like for the past 10 minutes I am not listening what you said about JJk.
Oh, no, you're fine. I'm not there yet, but I will tell you when that happens. I will tell you when that happens, and at that point, you can go ahead and mute or leave. Again, I appreciate the subscription, I appreciate you being here, but I will go ahead and say that part. So, yes. The political stuff is really interesting. It's really good. I love the way, because it's like, again, it's very relevant to what's happening today, but also, like, I like the mentality of the Sumerians just trying to find a home, but kind of being the same, ended up being the same people, but not out of like a reason to do so. It more just feels like hate, just breeding hate, and also the Earthlings just trying to survive and stuff like that, which actually comes in a really good way. That at first I was kind of like, sort of, I don't know how I feel about that, but I actually think it's a really good touch, because the Kalins that the Sumerians like worship and they're very good parents, and the reason why they got their curse energy are actually really, really similar to the cursed spirits in Tokyo. And that causes a whole problem, because now
@ferocious_ger said, okay, how much time will it take for you when you get finished with JJk talk?
That's a good question, actually. Like finished with
@ferocious_ger said, person blue holding pencil.
If I'm going to say, if you want to be done with like the entirety of JJK, it's probably going to be another, if I'm gonna be honest, it's probably gonna be another like 20-30 minutes. After that, I'll be talking about like just like general news stuff. That won't just be anime, but it'll be like, you know, gaming, news, other stuff like that. We got a little sports there too. As much as I am a nerd, I like my fucking sports and shit. But yeah, I'd say another 20-30 minutes for like the JJK talk before I properly move over to just like talking about new stuff, if you want. But what was I gonna say? Oh my god. What was I on about? The Sumerian? Oh yes, right. Cursed spirits are similar to Kalins. and that is called
@ferocious_ger said, "Oh, I might sleep then BCS, it's 3 a.m. man, grinning face with sweat."
Okay, yeah, man, I do not blame you. I do not blame you whatsoever. If you want to take a nap, rest is important, man. If it's 3 a.m. and rest is important, so I completely understand. I will not hate you for it. I appreciate the conversation.
@ferocious_ger said, "The time zone difference is too much BTW us."
No, dude, I get it. Trust me, I've had my fair share of time zone issues, man. Doing stuff with creators and other people when time zones are involved fucking sucks. So I completely understand that 100%. If you need a rest, man, genuinely, I appreciate you. Thank you for being a subscriber. Thank you for joining the community. Just as a heads up, if you end up leaving, I try to stream 4 times a week. I have a very busy life, so I can't do it all the time, but I do try to play video games. I do try to play anime games. I try to do all this stuff. So just giving you that heads up just in case. So I appreciate you. I appreciate the conversation and love, and I like that a lot. Hope to see you again and stop by. Or I don't know if you're around, but just in case, man. Genuinely, thank you. You're very cool. So JJk, yes. So that caused a lot of problems because Kalen's, for some reason, are similar to curse spirits. And so this starts this whole kickoff of the Sumerians being like, hey, we need you to stop. And the problem is, the area where they're going to take care of the curse spirits is one of the culling game areas, which has just caused so many curse spirits to go on. Now, I don't know if the culling games still are going on, because technically they never ended, which is super weird. But regardless of all that, I'm just not 100% sure if that, like, I'm not 100% sure if that was the case or not. Like, that's really, really fucking confusing. So like, they're having to take care of it, because if they don't do like this special ritual that, like, they go in and they cull out all of the they try to take care of all the stuff. Oh, the lizard thing is not working. Oh, Donut, I didn't know you were in here. I didn't know my lizard thing wasn't working. Or maybe it was. Was I able to hear it? I'm actually not 100% sure. I'm actually not 100% sure. I don't know if the lizard thing was working. Holy shit. Shit, my bad, man. Fuck. God damn it, now that makes me feel bad. I thought the lizard thing was working. I didn't even notice that. That's what I get for the multi-stream chat. But yes, the Sumerians and the Earthlings are having that trouble, because this whole thing is having them basically just try to go ahead and clear out the curses, because if they keep building up, they're going to end up leaking out of Tokyo and causing rampage all around Japan. But the Kalians are like, oh, not Kalians, but the Sumerians are like, hey, no, you can't do that. And we know when you do that, because we have a third eye that's connected to the Kalians, that if you go ahead and fucking take care of it, we're going to have a problem. We're going to have a problem, because then we start crying and we start being in pain and our minds start being in pain. So I would very much appreciate it if you fucking did it. And this causes a whole back and forth thing until eventually the Sumerians are like, all right, so you're not listening to us and we're not listening to you. We need to scrap. We're going to send over Vtubver, who's going to be our representative for the fight. You need to go ahead and send a representative for you to fight. Which, this is when we start getting hints and confirmations for other characters from the main story who haven't showed up yet. Where we go ahead and we see that the organization right now that's currently running the Jujutsu Society right now is currently looking for Yuji, because he's like, we need someone. Where the fuck is Yuji? We don't know where Yuji is. So their second best decision, unfortunately, is in fact Yuka. Now, before I tell you why Yuka is probably the best decision, we have to talk about something that actually really hurt. something that really hurt. Again, this is one of my like worst feelings when it comes to like manga. It's like just stories depicting like the like loss of death and other stuff like that. So Yuka, the entire time, and originally when she has the conversation with Cross, the thing of the conversation that they have is that Yuka is currently having to deal with cancer. And so she actually takes Cross, again, who's pretending to be Maru. Well, she ended up realizing that pretty early on. Or at least after, she realized the entire time, but they have like a conversation to like sort things out and whatnot. But she is currently talking to Maru, no, Cross, pretending to be Maru, and goes to like her clinic, where she is told that she only has like 6 months to live, which actually really fucking sucks at the time, because she's just like, yeah, I kind of don't want to tell anybody. I kind of just want to go as normal. I don't really want anyone to really know. I don't really want anybody to like give me sympathy, because I just want to go and be fine. I want to feel normal, and I don't want to feel like people have to like baby me in any way, shape, or form because of this. And as much as it sucks to say, I do actually extremely understand that. Where like, even if you're dying in your last moments, you do just kind of want to feel like normal. You don't want someone to feel like they have to baby you or special treatment just because you feel sick, because then it makes you feel like you lost something. So I get that. But that's also the reason why she's chosen to fight, because she's close to death, unfortunately. And there's a really not okay scene. I mean, not okay in the sense of like, it really hurt me, but like, because I connect with it so much, because again, that shit is a genuine fear of mine, where she's given a wheelchair in order to get up into the ship, because she's just at that point very weak. And so she's like looking at one of the dudes who works with the government for the Jujutsu Society to actually go and talk and like transport her. And she looks up and she can't see very clearly. It's not dementia or anything, right? It's just that she can't really focus much on, just because her body's just giving up on her. And she looks at the dude as she's like trying to reminisce on being like, oh, I wish I could be like an older sister, blah blah blah. Then she looks and she's like, oh, Yuka, I told you not to come. That, even thinking about it now, actually makes me fucking upset. But that genuinely hurt me. That genuinely did. I don't ever want that to happen. And there's just something about that feeling of being like, I'm going to sacrifice myself because my body is on the verge of just breaking down, and I have this ability that could potentially help save Tokyo and potentially the rest of the world, so I have to do this. And just seeing that person deteriorate and be like, yep, I'm gonna give him my all because I'm at that point, fucking hurts, man. It fucking hurts. Oh my god. I almost... That's what's so frustrating about this, man. The Gege can tell stories and does character development so well. And we're gonna get to the point where it fucking frustrates me. Fucking hell. All while this is happening, Tsugi is actually going to find Maru, who's all healed up, and we actually see, which I didn't, well, to be fair, I didn't catch that because I'm fucking stupid. But we actually see that Maru, okay, actually, let me give context. So when we go and actually look at the past of Maru and Cross, we see that that they were both watching Dabu and Dabura's fight. Dabu being the Sumerian that took in Maru and Cross, and Dabura being the current leader of the Sumerians at this point. And so they're about to scrap. And Maru is screaming out like, how dare you, do you think you're fucking pathetic and shit, and almost actually runs into the arena after the fight to try to save Dabu's body after he's like, he's dead. And so we get this whole thing of Maru's perspective, where he actually kind of sort of is the more aggressive one, Where Maru's like, yeah, I want to be a warrior. I want to believe in being a warrior and like all this mentality stuff. And so we see that Tsuki's actually trying to find Maru, being like, dude, listen, a lot of shit is happening. I'm trying to save my sister. Even if I could buy her an extra day or week of just peace, I need you to understand that I need the Sumerians to leave. And they're like, well, we don't really have any place to leave. And I don't know when we're going to get a chance to find another place like Earth. I have to take this shot. So there's a lot of emotions running, man, because that's happening. And then Yuka's going against Dabura, which I want to say, depressing but also sick-ass Sheen, because she goes into the battlefield, dropping for the plane, and she does the pose that we all know very, very fucking well. She hits the pose that puts the fear among men, and she summons motherfucking Big Rog at the op fucking stopper. Now this got spoiled for me, unfortunately, because the JJK fanbase doesn't know how to shut the trap and does not know how to keep shit to themselves. But this does in fact confirm that Yuka has access to the 10 Shadows ability and does have Maharaga, which does confirm Maharaga did not die, and that the 10 Shadow styles is different depending on the person. So that means that Megami would theoretically still have all of his spirits that, you know, didn't die with him. Two, that I think that there was supposed to be a second confirmation there, but I can't fucking remember. Jesus Christ, my memory's all over the place. But yeah, we get that little bit of a confirmation somewhat. And I'm not gonna lie, the Dabura and Maharaga fight was very good. I need more of that. I need a full if this was to ever get animated, if Maru and Dabura were ever to get animated, I need that motherfucker bitch. To get the Sukuna and Maharaga treatment. Because holy shit. No, I take that back actually. I needed to get the JJK. I needed to get the Maki treatment. I needed to get the Maki Zenin treatment. Because boy, let me tell you, that fight will be lit. Because Dabura is going off and he's looking at Maharaga. That motherfucker's being like, oh, wait a minute. That motherfucker's taking my hits. How is that possible? And eventually Dabura is going off and he's just like, oh, hold on a second. Now he's not even being affected by it. And Maharaga swinging on this nigga like he would, being like, mink, fuck you, bitch. And so the cool thing about this fight is that I saw things about like this dude Dabura being able to like do shit out of his ass and stuff like that. And I thought this was gonna be like supposed to be like the stoic, like, I can adapt stuff like that. But, you know, I actually like the direction they went with this one. Because he starts getting bodied by Maharaga. Let's be perfectly clear about that. He starts getting fucking bodied by Maharaga. But he then harks back to like the feeling of Dabura talking to him, being like, he's like, oh yeah, like, I only fight because they told me to. I only fight because they want me to. I'm not really, I don't know, truthfully to that. And him saying, hey man, listen, like, you'll find your passion one day. You're a strong warrior, and strong warriors tend to lean into the fight. So don't worry, I believe in you, and I believe that you'll find that. And you see this man, Dabura, getting bodied by Maharaga, and he sits there and he's just like, hold on a minute. My God, this is an actual fight. Like, this isn't like one-sided. This isn't no solo shit. This is an actual fight. I got a worthy opponent. Oh, say less, fam. And he actually starts feeling that energy of a warrior of like, oh, I don't fight because I'm told to. I don't fight because the opponent near me. I gotta fight because I got something to survive. Right now, that motherfucker actually has a chance to kill me and my people. Say less, I go in fucking sicko mode. That man, Dabura, I will admit, after that fight, I love Dabura. I really do. I love the way that he fucking deals with this, the way that he adapts to Jujutsu, sorcery and all that. And like, people are just like, oh, how is he pulling this shit out of his ass? He doesn't have that information. Remember, like, the Earthlings and the Sumerians were actually exchanging a lot of information during that food information. So it wouldn't be crazy for them to explain how sorcery energy would work if they were to operate in the same way. So it's not actually that too much. So then we get that fight. Then there's the Maru and Tsuki fight where they're going at it. Oh, I gotta make sure. Okay, I had to make sure my shit was still working. So they're going at it. You know, they're trying to fight with their ideals and shit like that. And Maru actually starts getting the better of Tsuki. Tsuki still had like his heavily restriction, trying to do all that stuff, and he's trying his best. But Maru sits there, it's like, all right, I see what you're doing. I respect you. I'll go full power. Mance uses his like ability, which also I want to bring that up too. I think he like Maru's ability, something like Harmony and Chaos or something like that. And we don't actually get to see what Dabura's second one, because he controls light and then something else. And it's something of it is explained in the manga as a bloodlust so great that it is something there's something that lacks understanding when it comes to humans. And I'm like, oh my god, what the fuck is that? And I wish they actually just gave it a proper name, or like showed like, instead of it blacking out, I would have preferred like you using the language of the people, especially since we do see it when all the Sumerians are voting on whether they want to coexist.
Splate_fan.
They could go ahead and do
said,
it. They could go ahead and do it. Hi, Blade. How you doing? Thank you for joining the stream. I'm currently yapping about manga and anime. Fair warning, as I do though, if you watch JJk, care about JJk, I will be talking about massive spoilers. So just fair warning. I'm giving you that warning ahead of time. But if you're still here and chill, welcome in. We're gonna be talking about stuff. So yeah, I wish they just used it. We saw the language. We've seen the language before, written, somewhat. So I wish they would have done that. But it's whatever. I don't really. It's not that bad. It's not that bad. It was just a little like, oh well, you did this, so I kind of wish you did that. But my favorite part is that Maru starts going full ham. He's like, okay, I'm about to pull out my full shit. And so we actually get the fucking appearance of Rika.
Splate_fan said, I know very little about JJk since its power system confuses me.
That? You're okay, baby girl. You're okay, baby girl. You're fine. You're fine. You don't have to come. You're fine. You're fine. I do not blame you. I am very I'm not I don't want to use it because I'm not actually, but I am very addicted to this stuff. I very addicted to the power systems and learned about power systems. So I only got it because I read the manga like 3 times over of specific parts, and also I watched many breakdown videos to properly understand like who would win, who should win, who do this. So that's the only reason I understand the power system, because I was very autistic about it. But regardless, I don't blame you, which is fair. But that means I can talk about it, and that means that you can stay here and join. So yeah, Tsuki ends up. We see the appearance of Rika. So that I was like, oh, we actually see Rika. Which, to be fair, I was assuming that we would see Rika eventually, given the fact that he has the ring. And that kind of confirmed the fact that Rika still exists. I mean, I'm glad I know that Rika still exists. But that also means that Tsuki probably is the only other person now that will be able to actually access the ring. Because Rika says that she's only helping because Yuta asks. Where she's like, listen, I only am coming out because Yuta told me to help his grandchildren. So that's exactly what I'm doing. I hope you know I wouldn't otherwise. Let's just say all that, but it definitely gives that vibe. And so we see that like the way that Rika works is actually very, very different from how it works with Yuta. Because with Yuta, she kind of acts as like a secondary curse spirit, kind of similar to what we saw in the mission where they go against the old person in JJk, in Modulo, where they're going against the old man who's pretending to be like a elementary school kid. We actually see that that's like the similar way that Rika works with Yuta, but with Tsuki, that's not the case. It seems like Tsuki is actually granted Rika's power in some way, shape, or form. I actually like what they did with it. Like, it sort of is kind of like a Bleach thing, where it's kind of like a there's no other way better comparison. Tsuki basically does use holification. There's no like other proper way to say it, but Tsuki basically uses he does basically use holification with Rika, which is really cool. And I gave that boy so much fucking strength that Maru is like, I don't understand what's going on. And then we see, again, the bullshittery, but also I love the abuse when it comes to binding vows, because my statement when it comes to power systems, if you have an aspect of a power system that can be abused and you don't abuse it, that's bad. So I'm glad that JJk is still using the thing of abusing binding vows. I'm very happy about that, actually, because I think he has a binding vow with his sword. I think now he also has a binding vow. I don't know what the binding vow was, but I guess it was like, I'm not going to use Rika's power, but in exchange, I'm going to become so much faster. And it's like, oh shit. So that actually gives it the ability to like properly go against like Maru and stuff like that. But he doesn't properly strike him down because he's like, listen, I don't know why, but I'm not actually trying to fight you. I don't want to actually kill you. I just want peace and I want my sister. So that's kind of the end of that fight happening. And then the third thing that's happening, which is the point, which Ferocious, I don't know if you're still here, Ferocious, but if you are here still, this is the part where I'm talking about Yuji, and I'm going to be talking about what Yuji does in the manga, and I'm going to be talking about Yuji's role in the manga. So if you do not want to continue this, I would highly suggest you either pause or just take a break and leave stream for a bit. But I will be talking about Yuji from here on out. That's the warning I am giving. If you don't want to know what's happening with Yuji, understandable. Thank you for joining the stream, but I appreciate it. Okay, I feel like I've given enough efficient time for people who might not want to know, despite the JJk internet fan base spoiling it already. But I love Yuji in this. Yuji in this is so fucking fun, dude. Oh, his piercing blood ability. I thought his piercing blood ability, when I saw the panel of him shooting it into the building, I thought it was a thing where he was like exploding, like filling the entire building with blood. Which, to be fair, still somewhat seems like the case, but he actually has a lot more control and accuracy with it, which I think is way more terrifying. Because it's one thing to just use piercing blood and then just flood the entire thing, right? But he was able to go through the entire building and hit all the people. Because in that building, I guess the Sumerians were trying to find the Earthlings, and Earthlings were trying to fight Sumerians, and they're about to do a fight. But then they start doing Yuji just shoots out his beam of piercing blood to just make sure everybody gets a little bit of knock, a little bit of like meet right there and there, where everyone just starts like falling to the ground for shit. And it's just like, oh shit, okay, fuck my life. Just he's accurate with it. That's fucking terrifying. That is fucking terrifying. Holy shit. And so we see one of the representatives from the like government of Jujutsu basically go being like, Yuji, where the fuck you been? And he's like, I've been places, just chilling. And he's like, well, dude, because of you, there's a young girl that is about to fucking die because now she had to use Maharaga. She could have had all this life and you didn't. It's like, bro, he literally goes like, bro, it literally doesn't matter. it literally doesn't matter. And because he's just like, listen, I'm gonna fix it. I mean, it doesn't really matter to me, but I'm gonna. It's kind of whatever. I don't really give a shit. I'm gonna fix it. Just know that that Maharaga fight, I'll probably deal with it at some point. We got to figure out some shit, but either that, I don't really care. And then he gets up and he's just like, because Dabra at that point, that's where he starts like he starts learning about like reverse curse energy techniques and like healing his leg and doing like what happens if I mix like negative energy with positive energy? Like, what's that gonna do? So Daruda starts like experimenting mid fucking battle against Mahoraga, which I guess if you're not Sukuna, that's kind of what you got to do. You kind of have to just fucking try shit. And so this starts waking up all the like cursed beasts that are like around, that are doing stuff, that are going and fucking going far and shit like that.
At Ferocious_ger said, yo.
Oh, hi Ferocious. Okay, cool. I'm still talking about JJK. I'm still talking about Yuji. It's probably going to be another 5 minutes. It's probably going to be another 5 minutes.
At Ferocious_ger said, whoa man, you still on hushed face?
Oh yes, I am still on. There's a lot. I forgot how much more there was. I'll speed bits it for you because I am running a little log on this. I will not say anything about Yuji. Fair warning, I am talking about Yuji, and I am in fact speaking about Yuji. So if you don't want to hear about Yuji, just fair warning, we're not gonna be talking about Yuji. Or no, we are talking about Yuji right now. So in case that you don't want to know, I'm gonna give you a little bit of time, a little bit of heads up. I feel like I've given at least some sufficient warning at the very least. So I shall continue. So all these cursed, oh my god, cursed creatures? What are we calling them? I forget. They're curses. I guess curses are fine. So all these curses start pouring out.
At Ferocious_ger said, a lil suggestion from my side, just going. At Ferocious_ger said, I wanna say one thing, it's coming from a guy who is also a huge Naruto struck.
Okay. What is your suggestion, my guy? I shall hear you out.
At Ferocious_ger said, I have one request, you being a huge Naruto fan, that PLS watch Boruto or at least read its manga. The Boruto TBV is absolute cinema, man. Boruto is such an aura farmer, man. Must try it. At Ferocious_ger said, up till now I will say Boruto is the best after time skip among all the other I have watched.
I do have plans on reading Boruto. I do have plans on reading Boruto. This is actually a request from another friend. Like years ago when Boruto was starting, especially since like again I always appreciate anything getting an anime adaptation, but like I really don't want to go through a lot of that filler, especially since a lot of that filler apparently isn't really that important to the actual show. I feel like I should watch it at some point to understand the filter, to see if the filler is even like good on its own in a vacuum. But I know that like Boruto itself is like 80 chapters, and then two Blue Vortex is like not that long.
At Ferocious_ger said, it's fire, man. I will just say it.
I will say I do plan on reading it. It is on my list of stuff. I'm just trying to get like the super big stuff right now, because obviously there's JJk Modulo, there's Gachi Akuta. No, not Gachi Akuta. Kagurabachi. Sorry, they're very similar names. But there's stuff like Kagurabachi and some other stuff that I'm like reading. So there's like a couple of things there that I'm like, sitting, waiting some time to actually like do. So that's like at least for me, that's like the thing I'm trying to do. But it is on my list. When I will get to it, I'm not 100% sure. But I know for a fact I will at some point get to it. I can promise you that. There will be a point in which I do get to it. But yes. Oh no, I know Boruto is big. I'm not denying that.
At Ferocious_ger said, Boruto is also big, man.
Oh no, I'm not denying that. I know for a fact Boruto is big. That is one though. I'm just having on the back burner for now. Because there are certain just shorter series I want to go through. Which, again, it's only 80 chapters. It's not really even that long. It's on there. I promise you it's on there. It's not far off. I promise you it's not far off. I will be reading that eventually. And soon. It's not like one of those things where I'm like, I'm not gonna read it like
At ferocious_ger said, I can bet on this that Boruto is gonna be bigger than JJk in few years.
Brother. That's a big claim. That's a big claim. I hope you know that's a very big claim. And I'm not denying that. I'm not denying that I'm not calling you. There is possibility. It's part of the Naruto IP. There are people that really like it. But JJK is monumental. JJK is probably spiked in a way that I don't see many anime spike. So that's so hard to call. I'm gonna be honest with you, that is so hard to call.
At ferocious_ger said,
Hold on.
Brother, it's gonna be. When I say it's gonna happen.
Hold on.
At ferocious_ger said, it has better storyline.
Hold on. I didn't even know Pope was in here. Oh shit. I didn't know.
At ferocious_ger
Hold on.
said, JJK is too overrated, man.
I don't know if I agree with that, brother. I don't know if I agree with that, man. JJK is really good. I'd have to say how to do with the ending, but like, brother, it is really peak though. I don't know if I'd say overrated because man, the quality of that is so high. Now in terms of the manga, man, I don't know. I don't know how I feel about the ending, and I could probably agree with you right that. But the anime is really helping it. It's really helping it and putting it some fucking choice ass fucking quality, man.
At ferocious_ger said, yeah, it is.
I just don't agree, man. I just really don't. I respect your opinion a shit ton. I really do, but I just don't agree. I think JJK is I think it's at a good place.
At ferocious_ger said, nah man, JJK is still baby in front of many others I have watched.
I mean, yeah, you could, man, like, yeah, you could say that, but seeing what JJK has done in like the span of its time is crazy, man. Like, I'm not saying like it fucking is there. It is there at the top. Like, it's hard. You can't ignore the fact of what JJK has pulled off in its short span of time. It is really impressive. Now the fan base obviously doesn't help, and the end of the manga does not help either. But I'm telling you, man, like what JJK was able to pull off is really fucking impressive, especially with its power system. Like, we low-key use the JJK power system now because of that.
At ferocious_ger said, JJK will lose hype in some years.
I mean, yeah, but everything looks hype. You lose hype in some years. I mean, no, I mean, while part 1 and part 2 for Boruto wasn't happening.
At ferocious_ger
lost that hype for a little bit.
said, it doesn't have the impact which our big 3 and Dragon Ball has.
Okay, but we only know that it has that impact because of years and years and years. Because we've had decades for those animes to actually exist and see the influence happen already. JJK is still, at least when it comes to like the anime world, fairly young in itself. It's only gotten to season 3. Meanwhile, stuff like Dragon Ball, One Piece, Bleach, Naruto, all of those have like hundreds upon episodes of series and stuff like that. Like, admittedly, yeah, it's like still early to say, but like we still need to see that impact happen like down the road. Because in that point, that you could say the same thing for My Hero Academia. And I trust me, I have my back and forth with My Hero Academia. But if we're going to be fair, like we would have to put it in the same boat because we don't know what that impact is. Like, sure, we're getting so much anime now, but again, we're seeing there are anime that are influenced by, like, we didn't really see the influence come out for Dragon Ball until like until like later when it comes to the mangas, and then with Bleach and
At ferocious_ger said, "Brew, I am not saying that everyone says that it's gonna lose the hype, man." At ferocious_ger said, "That's the harsh reality."
I mean everything lose hype at that point, right? Like no one was like again, I'm a Bleach fan, but for the period that it wasn't coming out between 2014 and 2022 or whatever it was, Bleach wasn't really there. Like, yeah, Bleach part of the big three, and it inspired stuff like Jujutsu Kaisen and other shows like that. But like, that's like Naruto had Boruto to order to hype it up. One Piece was still going on itself, so like it definitely fell into like the ranking when it came into the big three. So like, yeah, things that don't get talked about eventually lose hype, but at that point, like, yeah, everything that doesn't get talked about a lot loses hype. That's just kind of how it works. Like, we weren't like, fuck, yeah, we like there's anime that like subvert that. The only one I would really say is like, yeah, a lot of the big three and stuff like that. But like, I think you're forgetting how much also.
At ferocious_ger said, "Leave all that, I am excited for Core 4 of Bleach." At ferocious_ger said, "Woohoo party popper."
Yes, I am also excited for the core of Bleach, especially since it seems like Kubo's adding a lot more little stuff to it, which I'm very excited for as well. Okay, let me split through this real quick so I can go ahead and talk about the newsy stuff that I want to talk about. So when it comes to JJk Modulo, no, where were we? Oh yeah, we're talking about the UG stuff. I'll slightly talk about the UG stuff in Bay, just so you know, for us here you can still join and talk. But all I'm gonna say, UG is a baller in that. But we are kind of at the point because, oh, there's one point I do want to talk about with that.
At ferocious_ger said, "The writer confirmed that whole new character is coming in Core 4.
Yes, I did see that. Well, not whole new character. They're potentially whole new character, but there is a chance that the character is new to the main series because they either exist in Can't Fear Your
At ferocious_ger
or
said, "Have you Rex Kagurabachi?"
Yes, I started that. I actually talked about that last week. Kagurabachi is fucking peak, and that shit is fucking late. But in terms of the Bleach stuff, it potentially could be a character from either Can't Feel Your Own World or the other light novel that was like approved by Kubo that is considered canon. Like there's 2 light novels out there that exist, and I think the theory is it will most likely be from Can't Feel Your Own World, or no, because all that Hell one shot is pretty much accurate from all characters from the main series. But the whole thing with that is that it's potentially someone from Can't Feel Your Own World, which I am very.
At ferocious_ger said, "One of my homie just love Kagurabachi too much."
Dude, I don't blame you. I honestly I don't blame him though. Kagurabachi's really good, especially though, like I only read 2 volumes of it, but like its world building is really nice. Its power system's really good. The characters are lovable. I love the girl
At ferocious_ger
adorable
said, "Like bro really has his eyes on the phone just waiting for the leaks on the leak release day."
Man, dude, I mean, I can't blame him. I was the same way with JJk, dude. I was locked in every Wednesday when I got home.
At ferocious_ger
first thing I was doing
said, "I also read 6th chapter of it."
Yeah, no, dude, I think Kagurabachi, once that gets animated, I think that one's gonna explode too. Like, oh, you get the right studio on that, that is going to fucking cook immensely. That is going to cook super immensely. Hold on. Okay. Where am I at? Oh yes, we were talking about Yuji. So where we are at? Yes, we were talking about Yuji and all that stuff. So when it comes to, there's an interaction with. Actually, I'll keep that one a secret just in general because that made me giddy. But just know there is an interaction.
At ferocious_ger said, "I can bet my homie can beat you Kagurabachi knowledge like the guy reads it in full detailing."
Oh, he probably is. I'm not super deep into it. I only read 2 volumes. I don't know shit about it. I'm not even caught up yet. I just did it because I reviewed at least the first volume of stuff, and then, you know, I usually put it in the back burner until the end of the month, when like I'm doing with JJk Modulo. So you're probably not wrong. You probably can beat me.
@ferocious_ger said, and he might have a long convey with you in JJK too. He also a lot of knowledge about it.
Now that one's gonna be a bit more of a challenge, because I do have quite my knowledge as well of JJK. So that one will be interesting. I will say though, Kagurabachi, I've only barely started here. Again, I'm only 2 volumes in. So
@ferocious_ger said, okie dokie, by it's freaking 3:30 a.m. night.
Of course, man, no problem. I always appreciate a good conversation, man. Remember, get some rest. Thank you for joining. Thank you for subscribing. I appreciate it a lot, man. But yeah, get your rest. It's 3:30. Holy shit. But yeah, no, thank you for the time. Thank you for the time joining, man. I appreciate it. But yes, when it comes to when it comes to Yuji plays such a fucking a good ass role. I love JJk Modulo. He is genuinely fucking late. I love him. I love what he has to offer to the entire series. It's really fucking cool. I love it so much. Especially when the interaction that he has, where once he like clears everything, because he's on the roof when all the curses are spilling out.
@ferocious_ger said, I was alive this long BCS. I have a free day tomorrow. @ferocious_ger
let's go.
said, hee.
Okay, well, hopefully you can rest up on that free day, because my lord, I know for a fact it could get fucking rest up. Take that rest and do what you need to do for tomorrow, because I know it's gonna be a lot. But yeah, like the power that Yuji gains in Modulo is genuinely fucking insane. Like when the curses are spilling out, and he's fucking on the roof, ready to take it. First of all, we now can also confirm that he does have some residuals from Sukuna, which is insane. Because you see that motherfucker use Dismantle, and basically all of fucking Tokyo gets fucking obliterated. Which is good, because the only people that are living in Tokyo are basically curses at this point, because of what happened during the Culling Games. But holy shit, did that motherfucker go ahead and fish that entire shit, like, oh, okay, my bad. Oh, Jesus, Lord in heaven Christ, I didn't know that we were able to do that. Okay, that's fucking bad. So yeah, that was like fucking crazy and shit. And so all that is happening where I'm just like, what the fuck? Oh, hey Yuji, maybe you should go help maybe you should go help Maharaka or something like that. Well, to be fair, once he gets caught up in that, that's pretty bad. And also, I think once the ritual starts, only the people that are involved can deal with it, I'm pretty sure. Regardless, that shit was fucking insane, to fucking say the least. And then we get probably my most satisfying part of the entire thing. That motherfucker Yuji ends up meeting up with Maru somehow. I don't remember how, but he ends up meeting with Maru, and Maru ends up taking him to like a path between worlds. Guess who's waiting there? Guess which slime ball motherfucker bitch ass is waiting there? Fucking Mahito. And Mahito has the audacity to run his shit, being like, oh Yuji, it's been a while, I was waiting for you to come, I could finally like fucking see you, blah 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 blah. And like, because of Maru and his ability, which we'll get into his abilities in a minute, Maru is like, oh yeah, well he's gonna be kind of hard to subdue. You think he can do it? Oh yeah, it's gonna be easy. And Yuji has zero threat when it comes to, has like zero concern when it comes to Mahito, because he goes off, Mahito tries to use it out of configuration, finally being able to use it against Yuji, which is also, he had the upper hand technically, because the entire thing was made of soul energy, the area that they were at least in, so he could manipulate literally anything. And then we see Yuji use his domain, which also I'm still pissed about, because We now have seen Yuji use domain expansion twice, and we don't have the fucking name for it. Oh my god! And it's very different from what it was now. So I don't know what the fuck it's supposed to be. But Gege, go fuck yourself. Go fuck yourself. I need to know what the fuck he could do, and you're taking away from me, you dick ass, you fucking bitch asshole. Oh my god, I'm so angry over that fact. You have no actual fucking clue how fucking angry I am over the fact of that. It actually makes me so fucking angry. Okay, all right. Anyways, I just needed to get that out because how are you gonna show us this domain version again and give us that? But you're also gonna give us the name of fucking Dabura's fucking domain. Okay, whatever. I'm not gonna hark on it. So okay, this is where I start having my issues with Modulo. Because Maru and Yuji are now having a conversation about how they can kind of fix the cursed spirit problem. Because cursed spirits are kind of built around the fact, are kind of similar to Kalen's, which is why the Sumerians are able to connect with the cursed spirits and feel all their like their tension and their energy and whenever they get killed, which is a very bad issue. And so way back in the beginning of JJK, we were explaining that cursed spirits are built off the fact of cursed energy leakage that happens, which because of how Tokyo is built and how the Japanese people are built with the cursed energy, it only really happens in Japan and mostly Tokyo because it's a very condensed space. Obviously, everyone has some residual cursed energy, but not to the point where they can become sorcerers. Hence why, like, the leakage can still technically happen. So they're trying to figure out, basically, we kind of circle back to what Yuki and Geto were trying to do, and like their philosophy is, hey, how can we go ahead and get rid of cursed energy from the world so we can stop having cursed spirits? We kind of circle back to that conversation. And so I think the solution that they came through, because they go through a lot, but I think the one they settled on the most is I think they got rid of all of the cursed energy, or at least prevented it so that cursed energy technically doesn't exist, and by doing so they expunge a bunch of the cursed spirits from the world, from Tokyo. But I also think that means that a lot of the sorcerers can't use their cursed energy either. Like, I think Yuji doesn't have his cursed energy anymore, or rather, I think it won't affect them completely. I think the way they will explain is that they can't completely get rid of cursed energy, and there are still the sorcerers who exist that will be able to use cursed energy, but that will still cause some cursed spirits to happen. But because Yuji will still be able to live for so long, it'll only control maybe like 5 or 6 per year, which Yuji will take care of himself, which is insane. The man has really, like, after the Shibuya incident, the man really has doubled down on the whole feeling of like, hey, me, I'm the exterminator. I am the one that will kill any cursed spirit and fucking fight, nigga. But yeah, we kind of see this happen. And I think this is the point where we have the big discussion of how we feel about JJK Modulo and the current state of it. There's still 2 chapters, so I'm gonna hold my breath. Unfortunately, I know there's gonna be a lot of people who are gonna say the thing of like, hey, we kind of did this with JJK Main, and you know, it's like, hey, listen, let's hold our breath. There's still a couple of chapters left. And I find myself a year and a half later saying the same thing about Modulo. It kind of sucks. I don't like that feeling. I don't like the fact that I'm back here. It very much fucking sucks. Because there's so much that happens through what essentially is a Deus Ex Machina. Because my feeling when it came to JJK Main was that it was rushed, but we still overall got the conclusion, but it seemed like there were some things that just didn't matter. But when it comes to this feels like in order that Gege learned his lesson, but implemented the wrong things. And like, I don't know if that makes sense or not, but basically with JJk main, that story felt rushed. And then because of that, there was some lingering story beats and character beats that were kind of like left, right? We don't really get an explanation from. But we do get some explanation in Modulo. For example, the whole like through like the shadow style domain, simple domain stuff, we do see the fact that Wee actually is still alive, and she has 3 kids that look suspiciously like no, sorry, it's Wee and Mei. I think Wee and Mei are both still alive, but they weirdly look very similar to each other, which gives me a lot of concern for whose kids are those, Mei? Whose kids are those? I need to know, because if I find out, Mei, when I catch you, Mei, when I catch you, Mei, oh, I'm gonna need some answers. I'm gonna need a lot of answers, Mei. But regardless of all that, we get like certain things like that, where it's like, oh yeah, there was supposed to be a whole clan war that broke out because the person who's supposed to make a binding vow with people to learn shadow style is kind of using them as residual energy in order to keep themselves alive. Mei off them at one of the last chapters of JJk main. But because of that, we now know that it's either Wee or Mei that are like the new leaders of the shadow style. Originally it was Kusakabe, but the Kusakabe gave it to Wee once he was finally older in order to take over that. So that was a whole thing. But now we see that, and they even bring up the fact of like, oh, I want to show them like violence and stuff like that. That never gets addressed again. Mei shows up with 3 kids that worryingly so look like Wee, but we never get that touched upon again. Now again, there's 2 chapters left. And I want to reiterate that the fact that there are 2 chapters left. However, I cannot ignore the fact that why the fuck is it in there? You have 2 chapters left. I know, Gege, for the fact that you won't be able to do all of that and fit it into everything because you did this the fucking last time, you dick ass. So like, what the fuck am I supposed to do? What the fuck am I supposed to do, Gege? What the fuck do you want us to do as people, Gege? Please fucking tell me. Cause holy fucking shit, man. Like, you can't keep fucking doing this. Like, it genuinely makes me upset, Gege. We can't keep fucking doing this. We can't keep going on like this, Gege. So that's why I'm very worried. Because Gege has a habit of rushing shit. At this point, I have to say it. Gege has a habit of rushing the ending. And I think it's the fact that he makes these grandiose stories that are really well developed with really character stuff, but I think he does too much and he can't wrap up everything. So that's my current worry right now, is that Gege won't be able to wrap up Modulo properly, which does annoy me a little bit. And see, the big problem with this one, right, and the reason why I think we're having the same issues is that Gege learned the right issues, but implemented the wrong tactics. Cause like, we're getting our stuff wrapped up. Like at least when it comes to Modulo and stuff like that, we are getting a lot of that stuff wrapped up. But it's coming through a Deus Ex Machina. I'm sorry. First of all, if Maru can do all of these things, I don't want to hear any debate. Maru is 100% the strongest sorcerer in history. Better than Yuji. I'm going to be completely honest. If his power is so strong that he could do that, strongest. Or at least potentially the strongest. Like, at least top 3. Like, you can't deny to me that motherfucker could use, like, if his power is amplified that much, that motherfucker could create a starship by himself, along with his brother, mind you. He does do that with his brother, but that motherfucker with him can go ahead and fucking change the course of Jujutsu society and society in general for fucking ever. That's insane. That's a little fucking insane if you ask me. If that he could actually do that, right? Second of all, like, writing wise, it is just a Deus Ex Machina, where he's just like, oh yeah, what about this issue of leakage? Oh, I could do that, and like that, I'm fine if that was the case. Because I think a lot of the things that are explained is understandable. But I think you need to spread them out more. I think you need to plant them out more. I think if you want to explain the fact that the reason why cursed spirits and Kalins are the same race or are similar in a sense, bring up the fact that in their backstory they have that same aura. Because I didn't even know that Maru or Cross or Dabura or any of the Sumerians in general can look at auras. What the fuck? When did that come up? When did that happen? And don't pull that shit of, oh, it's media literacy, bro. Can't you see the subcontext? No, fuck you. Not this time. I'm not doing this. Because then motherfuckers are just like, wait, like, Dabura went to Africa. Dabura went to Africa, was just given the black robe. Why the fuck? First of all, why the fuck was it so easy for Dabura to go and get the black robe? We shouldn't even know the location. They mentioned the fact that the black robe, they don't even know if they could get it like that, right? Because it's not even know that they know the location of where the black robe is, but the issue with the black robe is that, like, it's kind of hard to find right now. And apparently he just has some motherfucker who has it. How did Maru know that? I don't fucking know. That information, I don't know. Maybe it's in a little book that Yuichi had. There's a potential for that, but like he just sends him over, and then all of a sudden Dabura's just like, oh, okay. That one I'm actually okay with. Dabura leaving on the request of Maru, now that his sister's like bond is broken and it seems like that the Sumerians could actually like survive without him. Fine, fair. Because at that point, he respected the wish that Dabu wanted all those years, like 2 years ago. So he's able to go back. The bond with his sister is broken, which we only see his sister once. I wish his sister played more of a role. Because he's just like, oh yeah, you know, the sister bond stuff that happened. I'm like, why was that not a bigger thing? See, it's these little things that fucking Gege does, man. It's just like there's certain things that are interesting that you don't expand upon, and then the things that you do expand upon don't have very satisfying endings or no endings at all. This is my issue with Gege, man. Like, motherfucker, I love your writing. I love the world building you do. I love all that stuff, and I hate to be that person to rag on an author when they got good quality shit. But motherfucker, you're testing my motherfucking patience, for being completely honest. Like, holy shit. It's a lot. It's a fucking lot. It's a fucking lot. And it's a little annoying if you ask me, if I'm being honest. Like, I don't like being an asshole. But I can't deny the fact that that's kind of bullshit. I really cannot deny the fact that it's just a tiny bit, tiny weeny little bit bullshit. Huh. Okay. I just hope that, like, these next two chapters don't end up being bullshit. I really hope so. I really hope so. Because if it is bullshit, that worries me. That worries me for because, like, I forget where I saw it. So take this with a massive fucking fistful of salt. Apparently Gege wants to make another spin-off series. I don't know where I saw that. I can't remember. But if he does, holy shit. I can't if that's the case. Especially since, like, I don't know. Modulo was a roller coaster. I hope it ends well. It has, at least as of right now, it has potentially less strings to try to tug on, or less loose ends, I should say, than JJK main. But man, the way that we get it is kind of bullshit. Especially since the Dabura and Mahoraga fight just ends. And I see people going on being like, bro, media literacy, man. Didn't you see that, like, they teleported all of them to Africa? Why the fuck would Mahoraga be transported to Africa? I understand Dabura, because they were given that information that the black rope is somewhere in Africa and they need to figure it out. Fine. Why the fuck would Mahoraga, why would you risk that? Seeing what Mahoraga does and you're at least aware of that, why the fuck are you transporting both of them? At the very least, you would just transport Dabura. Also, we don't even know how he did it. He just can. Just how he can conveniently open a door to the fucking, like, soul world between worlds. And I'm only passing that by because we got a Yuji and Mahito interaction. So I'm like, you know what? You gave us the interaction, so I'm at least be like okay with it. I'm at least be like a little okay with it. But at the same time, motherfucker, why? Why are we doing this? Okay, you know for a fact that we're gonna be talking about these next two chapters. Alright, so like, I guess the best way to end this, the best way to wrap this up and to end this is, what do I want for the next 2 chapters? The next 2 chapters, I want the ability to... For the next 2 chapters, I hope that A, we just address some things from both Modulo and Main, just some loose ends. B, we see what happened to Maharaga, because the ritual is technically not over. I would like a Yuji Maharaga interaction. I would like to know the fate of Yuka. Let's not sugarcoat it. Let's find out if she's alive or not, because we do see her at the end, where Cross and Maru and Tsuki and Yuka are all holding hands. So I want to know what the outcome is that. I'd like to know the aftermath of everything that happens with the with Jujutsu Society and all that good stuff. I'd like to know these things. Those are some of my main points. If we could get a decent exploration of that, I think I could be satisfied. I think I could be satisfied with Modulo, and I think I'd be willing to be like, alright, we're good. This is cool. That's where I would be with Modulo. At least personally for me. That's where I would be. And I'm trying to think if there's anything else. Oh yeah, actually a follow-up with Dabura would also be nice. I think a little follow-up with Dabura would also be very nice to know. So yes, those are the things that I want from the JJk Modulo last 2 chapters. Oh, it's a lot. It's very much a lot. It's very much a lot. That is going to be my overall feelings for that. So, again, for the VOD people, this is only for the VOD people. We're still going to be streaming, but for the VOD people, thank you so much for watching the VOD and watching the podcast. I appreciate it. I appreciate you guys so very much for everything that you've done. Make sure to like, comment, subscribe, and tell me what you think of JJk Modulo. I would really appreciate those comments as well. And just let me know. Let me know if my frustrations are valid. Let me know if my anger is valid. Let me know how your feelings are and if you think it's valid and anything that you heard. Because I think this is a very interesting conversation that we're kind of at a point where history is kind of repeating itself with JJk all over again. And I think if Gege does the same bullshit, we do kind of have to put his writing prowess into question a little bit. Or he or she, I forget if they're a man or not, I'm not 100% sure. But we do have to put their writing prowess into question. But thank you for watching. I appreciate it. Go subscribe to the channel, and I will see you guys next time. Bye-bye.